Hey, people.
Hello, hello.
How is everybody?
I
Oh,
hope.
we got a crystal. A wild crystal has appeared.
Hi, Crystal. How are you? So, it's Monday. Again, it keeps happening.
I know, every week.
Yes. But the highlight to it being Monday is it's rewatch time, and I am back. I wasn't here last Monday because my baby boy graduated college and we were driving back from Ohio. But I'm here tonight. We're going to watch episode 2 of Last of Us.
That's it. That's the show. We're watching a show. That's it.
But first, we have a special guest. You want to bring him in, Tom?
Yeah, we need to get a transition for this, but for now, it's just, yes. Oh my God, look at him. He's here.
Yay! Can I get the star wipe or whatever it is?
Oh, yeah.
Have an option?
That's what I need. That's what I'm totally going to do that. I'm going to do that. Or maybe I'll just like mess around with the More You Know rainbow from Reading Rainbow.
That works.
It'll be
too.
like,
yes.
Your camera will be on the front of it and it'll like crash into the screen.
Yeah. Any kind of like grade 4 PowerPoint project type, it's good. The face, sparkles.
Yeah. I mean, whatever it is, it has to be 80s themed because.
Yes, because that's my life.
Yes.
And I love LeVar Burton, so.
Yes.
Hey, everybody. Yeah.
Hi.
I'm excited to be here. Be here.
It's Brett from the Wheel Weaves podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. I am of the Danny and Brett couple. I am the bigger fan, zombie fan, Last of Us fan, Pedro Pascal fan, whatever you want to call it. It's all that's me.
Whoa. Are you saying that you're a bigger Pedro Pascal fan of?
Oh, no question.
What up, Althor's Tank? You're a bigger. How is that even like possible?
Yeah. No, how are we still married? I don't know. We make.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, yay, it's Beth. That's my sister right there, Beth. Hi, Beth. Because like she obviously has bad taste, is what I'm saying.
Oh, well,
she picked you. She picked you, but like not liking Pedro Pascal, like that's that. I feel like
I'm not gonna don't put words in her mouth. I don't know if she doesn't like him. It's just like I am.
You're just bigger. Okay.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I do want everybody who picked The Last of Us to know that I have a zombie, like I have an irrational fear of zombies. Like it is horrible. So thanks for this. I appreciate it.
So I told, Erin also does not like zombies. And we learned that after so she started having like night terrors a few years ago, like years and years ago when we were first watching The Walking Dead. And we didn't know why. And then all of a sudden she started having like vivid nightmares about zombies. And she's like, I think it's The fucking Walking Dead. And then she stopped watching it. And after like a week, it went back to normal and she was fine. She was like, I can't watch zombie shit. So
yeah, I've known this all my life. Because it's already dead. What am I supposed to do?
See. No, see this.
No. You have to. I know. Trust me. My kids at a very young age knew they had to cut the head off. And
if you don't cut the head off, you gotta destroy the brain, the brain stem.
Right.
If you cut the head off, the teeth can still chomp. Like
that's
you gotta
true,
know.
But like you gotta separate everything.
Beth knows. Yeah. Beth. That's why. This is how I tried to sell it to Erin. I'm like, they're not dead though. They're not zombies. They're alive. It's very important to the Last of Us mushroom infection thing. The people they can't infect dead bodies. The people have to be alive. So
and that is valid. That is valid, but still close enough.
You're not wrong. They're pretty much zombies.
I'm scared of everything, guys. Like Halloween is my favorite and least favorite holiday. Like I love it, but why? Why do y'all have to do this to me?
And I don't like horror movies are not my thing. Like I hate them, but I absolutely love anything that has anything to do with zombies. So it's actually funny. So I never played the games before. So I am like fresh into this series. I didn't even know it was about zombies or anything like that. I don't know, like I'm probably going to offend some people because I keep saying zombies, but no, I had no idea. And then my buddy
not anybody here. We chase those people away.
Yeah. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I had no idea what the show is even about.
Yeah, no. So here's the thing. I knew enough about it to know that wasn't going to be on my watch list until this. But I've known my entire life that I can watch the older zombie movies. Here's my thing with horror movies or anything paranormal. If I can tell how they did the effect, it's fine. If I can't figure it out, then that happened in real life.
Okay. Okay. At least you know what we're working with.
That's real. Then it's real. Like if I
certain
can't
type-
figure it out, it's real.
Does a certain type of zombie scare you more? Because like you have the fast ones, like you have I don't know, like
I will
Resident
say
Evil style, but
I am very bothered by the non-consistency. Like
Okay.
I need to know what I'm dealing with.
That's true.
'cause, I
Yeah.
mean, Walking Dead style, like they're slow. Like you can
Like,
really,
are
like,
they
I don't know
slow
how
and
anybody dies
stupid?
from them. Yeah,
Because what the Dawn of the Dead that they remade where they're in the mall, like all of a sudden when it like goes through the dog door real quick, like how did it now you're fast? What happened? You're
Mhm.
smart now?
yeah, it's different.
So-
It's different.
Yeah.
Are we
But
talking
no,
like
it's
World
just-
War Z book versus the movie? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, Dan
yeah.
tried it. No, Nablees was up. Tell him I said what's up.
But yeah, no, it's just zombies in general because like it's dead and I got to get real close to it to kill it again, and I don't like
Yeah.
that.
I specifically don't like like a zombie content that has like World War Z style zombies and like
movie version.
well yeah the movie version of World War Z, like running full speed super
Yeah.
strong. I don't want those.
Because here's the thing, they're not taking in enough to maintain that. Like
No.
from a logical standpoint, they're not taking in enough nutrition.
Man. Yeah, and also they're they're dead. They're not like you said, they're not eating. Their body is decaying. Like
Right.
what's keeping them moving? Magic? Just like
Right. If I can if there's anything on this planet I should be able to outrun, it is a zombie.
for real.
Like,
Yeah.
Though I do like the what's that series with oh man. The rules. He's got the rules.
Zombieland.
oh yes, so
Zombieland.
Zombieland is
Woody
amazing to me.
Harrelson.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I love Zombieland because
Yes.
this would be me if the
It's
zombies
hilarious.
come. We are
Yeah.
we got rules. I double tap every movie I ever see when somebody
Everything.
gets shot.
Double tap.
Double tap.
Yeah.
Everyone.
That was a great one.
Yes.
I don't think I actually saw the second one, but
I
yeah.
didn't either. I didn't
yeah.
either.
I love Emma Stone. Really, almost anything with Emma Stone in it. I wasn't a big fan of La La Land, but I love Emma Stone. Easy A is one of my favorite movies. I
Great
haven't
movie,
seen
yeah.
Z Nation. I haven't seen Z Nation.
What about like 28 days, 28 weeks later? Have you
So
guys, I know that's like Rage Virus. That's a little bit different, but
I
it's
did
still
like
like
those.
So and then I think also to me like maybe this could happen. They say it can't, but y'all keep giving me more
I
realistic
know, for real. Yo,
scenarios. We had a whole
dude.
plague.
Dude, we have the entire premise of so you weren't here last week, Ebony, but we talked
Yes,
about this
yeah.
for a few minutes. So the beginning of The Last of Us, do you remember the opening scene is it's like the 1960s, I think, and they're sitting on a stage. It's definitely the 60s because they're smoking on the stage. And it's like a talk show or whatever, and they're talking to two scientists, and one of them is Jonathan from The Mummy.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And
So
he's
good.
like, the mushrooms, the cordyceps are evolving to be able to survive in warmer climates. Fungal infections are the worst infections for humans, blah, 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 because, they would be so effective at killing us, but they can survive inside our body. But if they ever evolve to survive in a warmer climate, we'll be in trouble. That's happening right now in real life.
See,
Yeah.
and
There's
this
a
is what I
couple
don't
of
like.
shots in The Last of Us where it's like they know exactly what they're doing and what they're
Yeah.
saying. Even when it's like, oh, what kind of shitty government can't handle a pandemic? It's like,
Yeah.
guys, that's like super on the nose. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1968. Thanks, Beth. Beth is a huge Last of Us fan. Like recently, I think she had never played the games before, and everyone should go check Beth Doman's stuff out. By the way, Beth Doman on Twitch.
She's amazing.
I love watching her game. We decided last night that we are brother and sister from other Misters and Missuses, and that's just the way this works because we're very alike, and we had so much fun gaming together, and we're going to do it as much as possible. But she played The Last of Us for the first time. I also have not played the game, and I watched a bunch of her like saved videos of The Last of Us gameplay, and it was interesting hearing someone who knew nothing about the content going into that, and then watching the show. It's given interesting. It's put interesting thoughts in my head doing when I have to go into this rewatch. Yeah.
For the record, I did mention I have not played the games, but I did do a bunch of research because The Last of Us was 100% shot in Alberta, which is where I live.
Oh,
And there's a bunch of scenes in this episode that are in Edmonton, where I live.
Awesome.
I'm going to point out a couple of things too.
Okay,
just so
all
everyone
right,
wants to
that's
know where I'm
fun.
from. Yeah,
That's fun.
yeah.
That's
and
fun.
I looked at
That's
some
pretty
gameplay stuff too, so I got some comparison stuff. And I never played, but this is what the internet tells me. So It must be true.
I mean, that's what we're all working off of.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
All right. So speaking of which, you guys want to get into it?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
Before we go to the show real quick, we have to talk about one Wheel of Time bit of news that we got.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And that is my girl, Mira Sayal, aka Verin Mathwin.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I am in love. I mean, we got nothing, from that. It was just like her taking the hood off. And like, that's I was looking for a GIF of it, but I couldn't find one. So I went with the picture.
The
but
entire clip is a GIF. Like it's short enough.
Yeah. So, but it's she looks great. Like, I mean, I can't wait to hear her speak. Like,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
The huge thing about Verin, and actually here, let me get her back up on screen, and I'll put us. Can we do that? No. Okay. Is the way she's able to so carefully and quietly come off like almost like an aunt who's just wise, and you should listen to her, but she's just manipulating the shit out of you to do whatever the hell she wants.
I mean, show me
one ant.
Ants.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that's what ants do.
Every ant I've ever known. That's exactly what they do.
That's fair. My Aunt Phil is like that to a T. That's my godmother, my dad's sister. I love her. But
yeah. But no, that's what aunties are for. When you don't want to listen to your parents, but you'll listen to your aunts, but they're all on the same page. They're
that's
like,
exactly correct.
Get this child to act like it has sense. Go talk to it.
Erin and I decided that we were just going to be like the cool aunts and uncles for everybody because we don't want to have our own kids. And we went to Disney recently during Dapper Day, and we were dressed as fairy god aunts and uncles.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, we had wings on, and I was wearing my kilt and like this nice purple vest that I have with like a purple tie. I was Maleficent. I was cosplaying as Maleficent. And Erin had like a Tangled theme going, and we were giving out stickers to kids. And like if we saw any kids dressed in like, girls or anyone dressed in, princess dresses and stuff, we would ask them for their we'd be like, oh God, it's Cinderella. And we would run up and ask them for their autograph and shit. Yeah, it's fun. Like we go to Disney just to have fun. And then we see kids throwing tantrums, and we just sit there and we're like with our flasks that are totally not filled with alcohol. Okay. So let's
are we starting now?
Now we could watch the show. So we're gonna queue up things. I have the timer set up a little bit differently today for folks that have been following with us at home.
And this one starts immediately with a scene too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna watch the preview. So we're gonna start. You could start the show at 0 seconds. If you get a commercial or whatever for HBO, just let it play through. And if you could skip it, then skip it. But if you have to let it play, and then catch up. That's what the timer's for. So this episode is about 58 minutes without counting the credits. We're going to watch the opening credits as well, but we won't watch, the end credits.
Because this is not Marvel.
Exactly.
That's why.
All right. So we're going to get ready to go here. Give everyone a couple more seconds to get ready to press play with us. And we will go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yay. Okay. So, and make sure if you're watching along with us, you put on your subtitles, because that is pretty useful. Especially in this show, I found there's a lot of whispering. But you find out some interesting stuff with some of the subtitles in these shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That old lady was creepy as fuck, and she's my new sleep paralysis demon.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, episode 1 was it was out the gates. It was very strong opening.
Pedro Pascal, I know I've said this like 10,000 times, but he is like he's got such a range as an actor, as a person. Like just his normal everyday goofball self, even if that's not his normal everyday self, that could be a persona that he puts on for the media too. But that just goes even further to show that he is like an insane character actor.
I love the goofball version. Like that is my favorite, because I'm like, really, am I really fangirling this hard? over this goofball. But then I married Brian too, so
Yeah. No, well, here's an interesting piece too. So as we get into things, I just want you to consider for all the Wheel of Time fans. So basically, Ellie is Rand. She is the Dragon Reborn because there's a lot of comparisons because she's like born to a badass mom who's
the chosen one,
incredible kick-ass fight scene, giving birth and then dying, and then Ellie's whisked away by an adult, right, and then kept hidden until she's safe enough, and then she's kept safe until she comes of age, and it's her special gift to save the world. But here's the cool part is that basically a stranger comes to town to save Ellie, which is Pedro Pascal. So what I would like to say is Pedro Pascal is Moraine. And if I love Rosamund Pike, if she drops out of Wheel of Time, I am here for Pedro Pascal picking up the mantle and being Moraine.
Oh my God. Yes.
He has to keep his mustache, though.
Absolutely. He has to keep the whole everything.
It's just like 100%. It's got to be him still.
Absolutely.
I'm on board. I am on board. Somebody go. Let Sarah know, Tom. Go tell Sarah.
I'm gonna text Sarah. Like I gotta check what the Prague time difference is, but I will text Sarah at the moment.
Like backup casting, but like put him in the backup casting list just in case. It's the same character.
I want them to now like what I really want to happen is them to do that thing that a lot of the celebrities did over COVID where they were like posting at-home remakes of movies. Did you see that shit? Like
yes, The Princess Bride. They did The Princess Bride.
I want them to do this, and I just want to see Pedro Pascal in that, the
hood.
mooring, with the pauldrons and the thing with the mooring, the whole dress. That's what I want to see. Yes. That's all I want. Oh, that's hilarious. That's why we love him, because he's so on point. That's my fellow New Yorker right there. Arosa. Sorry. So is this also in? Nah, this is. I mean, it could be, I guess. Do
we know if they filmed this in Indonesia?
What The Last of Us said was that everything was 100%. It was entirely filmed in Alberta. So I actually
that's all
don't know
Alberta.
if this was entire. Yeah, so it could be. Like I don't really know enough about filmmaking. So
yeah.
I mean, it could just be green screen on a set.
Right.
It could be.
Usually when it's cars, it's just like if it's not outside shots of cars, it's just a car with green screen in the background.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make if this is this is kind of the hero's journey. Ellie's the chosen one.
Yeah. Pretty typical story.
Yeah, Pedro is the teacher, so which is Moraine's role in Wheel of Time, Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings. What are the other? There's like the breakdown.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've been on a writer's track panel talking about this, but so the departure. Then there's the return. But that's later.
Yeah, I have like the entire thing somewhere in my computer. But
the hero's journey, like what the hero's journey is. Yeah, because it's like the stock of everything. Like it's any chosen one story like that is the hero's journey.
Right.
There's the status quo, the call to adventure. Supernatural aid is given. They have to cross a threshold. There's a road of trials. There's mentors. There's companions. There's an ordeal. There's a reward. There's magic flight. There's a resurrection, resolution, and then back to the status quo.
Yep. And that's what we get at the end. The end of this thing is the end of season 1 is the resurrection and back to the status quo. Because you think it's going to be over, everything is coming to the fruition, and then she is apparently dead or going to die. She's dead in the sense they put her under anesthesia and she's never going to wake up again.
Yeah.
He rescues her. She wakes up, back to the status quo of him just trying to get her to survive in the world. So they do almost the entire hero's journey in this first season.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you can keep repeating that too. That's writing fantasy books, sir.
Well, I would say with as finicky as audiences are nowadays, you almost have to do it every season, do a complete hero's journey, because you don't know if you're getting season 2.
That's true. You got to finish it. You got to put a pin in it.
You got to do a complete story.
Yep. Yeah. They canceled a bunch of shit too recently. There was like the Skull. Is it Skull and Bone or Lockwood and Co. on Netflix, which I kind of liked. Yeah, they canceled that like 2 days ago.
This is what I'm saying. Like put it all out there. Like you might not get a second chance.
Don't leave anything on the table.
Yeah. So she got bit, and that's the same kind of spread. That symbol is a symbol that they use a lot in the game too. That's the symbol of the infection. It's the same.
Okay.
It's the same kind of symbol wound look that Ellie has on her arm. It's that in the lines that are coming off the bite.
Yeah.
That's they all look like that.
Yeah.
Where are they?
They're in Jakarta.
Jakarta. Okay.
Yeah, and that's actually in episode 1 when you hear the radio. There's like the little breakfast scene where they're listening to the radio, and then Pedro or his brother's like, "Where's Jakarta?" And then Ellie knows because on the radio there's a disturbance in Jakarta, and that's clearly
the beginning
of this.
Okay, so what I want to do now, based off of what Arosa just said, is I want to see what would Maureen do in every scene in the rest of the show. I want to do that. But to answer your question, Arosa, and I want to hear what Brett thinks on this too, and Ebony, I don't think she would have let her die. Like, it's basically if she had 3 kids and she didn't know which one was the immune one, maybe. But if she knew Ellie was the Dragon Reborn, aka the only person that could survive with the virus, I don't think so.
No, I agree. I don't think she would let her die if she knew that was the one she needed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, letting her die, I mean, that's a hot topic too, because the whole point of like Joel, sure, there's a lot of trauma with the whole daughter comparison, but it's not just that, because it's been like 20 years, and he's been through the whole, oh, there's a miracle cure, there's a vaccine, blah, 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 blah. It's like the same thing. This isn't the first time he's heard of this. And especially with this standoff, like at the very end there, where I can't remember what her name is, Marlene. Yeah, when Marlene is saying, hey, you don't get to make the decision either, because Pedro says you don't get to decide for her, and she says, well, you don't either. Marlene kind of made the decision for Ellie by putting her under and not giving her the option. Like, if you want to see what Ellie's gonna do, give her the option, but that never happens.
Yeah.
Though,
so and I think, like, if she knew for sure maybe that the cure would work, maybe, because like she did send Rand, essentially sending him to his death to fight. But I think the fact that it wasn't for sure, like it was just maybe, like, it wasn't a prophecy, it wasn't the creator telling them, it was just like random dude thinks that maybe they could synthesize a cure if they harvest her brain.
Like it's such a big question mark. Like, who knows? And I don't think Maureen ever has any hesitation about killing people she needs to kill. Like, I don't think that's ever really a big question for me, for Maureen as a character. Like, she'll do what she has to do.
Even good people. Like, if you need to make the sacrifice willingly or unwillingly.
Book 1, she's like, hey guys, just so you know, if you step out of line, I will murder you. 100%. Like, if you think about going to the Dark One, it's done. Game over. With the scene with this professor here, it's actually like a really interesting comparison too, because her advice that's coming up here, where she's like, hey, the only way we can possibly get ahead of this is start bombing everything. And well, it's kind of like, what was your guys' reaction to that? Were you like on board with the professor's plan, or kind of like against it? You
go first, Ebony.
I was just gonna say, I am married to a scientist, so I'm kind of trained to be like, if that's what they said, that's what we gotta do. Like, that's what the scientist said. She's supposed to be an expert, but and the fact that she is like, I want to go be with my family, as opposed to let me get out of here. she's like, you got to bomb all of us, because
like in a large sense, she knows it's already game over, and the only way to try to stop this, like, Armageddon level threat is bomb everything and hope that it doesn't spread. It's just a funny contrast, because when I watch this, I'm like, level-headed scientist is like, the only way we can stop is a lot of innocent people are going to die, but we got to make it happen. And then contrast that with like episode 1, and later on, you get to see the government literally executing people, because the only way to get ahead of this is kill everyone who might be infected or could get infected. So and that's blatantly evil, but like, is the scientist also, or is she just trying to?
It's such a hard thing, and I've had this almost exact conversation, but not about like a fantastical thing, just about being a person who is the leader of a country, or the leader of whatever, scientist making these decisions, like the person who has to actually make the decision. This is why when everyone says like, oh, anyone could be the president of what, you can't. Because you need to be able to you have to make the decision of yes or no in this situation. Like, could you press that button and say, firebomb half a continent and kill, 40 million people?
But also you have to be able to come to terms with it and live with yourself afterwards. I want that person to be upset. Like, absolutely.
But do you though? But that's also a question
I
too,
don't-
because even in the later episode, when the guy kills his brother, like his brother, I think is his brother, he doesn't live with it. He kills his brother because he has to, and then
Yeah.
he kills himself. So like you
Yeah.
don't
Well, I mean,
necessarily have to.
He wasn't, and he wouldn't have. That is, I think, a type of person that wouldn't, you know.
Yeah.
but I think as
And, like,
the
I
leader
get
of a
that, too,
country,
yeah.
you have to. Like, I don't think,
Yeah.
or you at least have to set somebody else up to
Mhm.
then handle things
Yeah.
because there's
I
going to
don't-
be fallout from that. Somebody's
Would
got
I
to
do it? If I had the information that they had right
Yeah.
there, I think
Yeah.
maybe. I think I might. I think I
Well,
think
it's also
I
the
would.
hypothetical. Like in the show, we know what happens. We know that
Yeah.
they didn't stop it, and then it's basically the end of civilization.
Yeah.
But in the moment, it's like bomb everything. Well, that's still just a hypothetical.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I, for one, welcome the fungal overlords. Like, come, let's do it.
In all honesty, they might be better than this.
It's like, do they have it really that wrong? I don't know. It's
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
okay.
I keep
Rapunzel,
telling
what
people,
up?
hey Rapunzel, that I'm waiting either for the apes or for the machines, but somebody's got to come in here.
Yeah,
because
why
does
it always
my
gotta
time
be
is
bad?
over.
Why is it always got to be bad? Like what I want is like a dystopian future Earth story, but it's not dystopian. That's I want a future Earth like end of human civilization because the mushrooms took over, but it was good. You know,
Right,
like
We
didn't
had a
kill
good run.
people.
We
Yeah.
had a good run. It's not our turn anymore.
Yeah, we just become not the sentient species on the earth. There's like mushrooms are now, you know, the corporate executives.
So
and
here's
Yeah.
the thing. I don't know that I would be upset if my life just consisted of kind of being outside and chilling and you know what I mean? I don't want to pay bills.
Yeah.
If we can set it up where
yeah.
I'm not paying bills and don't have to go to work.
You see them all chilling on the sidewalk. They're just rolling around getting a suntan. It's good. Like,
So I mean, we got options. Like we should look into it. That's all I'm saying.
yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah. Well, it's really funny because like
Wall-E.
World War
Oh,
Z as a
Wall-E.
book is a fantastic. It's so different than the movie, but the World War Z as a book is fantastic as a breakdown of like how people would react. Because one of the factions of people is basically people who are like, yeah, we should all be zombies, and there's people who like fake being zombies too, and they and they're like basically cosplayers, or they actually think that they are, but they're not. It's kind of funny. So
Yeah. The
So like Bill Murray in Zombieland, so he could go out.
oh yeah, it's so good.
that was funny.
Do you have any regrets?
Garfield.
Maybe. Yeah.
The bit about her not being able to swim in this episode is funny too, because I watched a lot of the behind the scenes stuff with the creators, the writers for the show and the game, which there's a bit of overlap, which was cool. I like a lot of the TV adaptation writers, like the people that wrote the specific adaptation from the game to the TV. One of them was one of the original writers from the game, so that's cool.
Oh,
Nice.
that's cool.
Yeah, I forgot what his name was. But he said like when they were doing the game, Ellie, they made Ellie not know how to swim,
Can't
so that they
swim,
did. Yeah, but they did that in the game so that they didn't have to make swimming mechanics.
Which is fair. That's totally fair.
Yeah,
also, because like it's a puzzle. You got to get past the puzzle of the water.
Yeah.
So,
So it's funny that they kept it in the. He's like, that we kept it in the show is,
Well, I would imagine people who played the game would be like, yeah, no, don't make it easy. All of a sudden, like I had to figure this out. The actors have to figure this out.
So they had the puzzle of, all right, I got to get this box and bring it over here so she can sit on it. And that's the thing that I really like. I like this in a way because video games are already like just an interactive TV show or movie.
Yeah.
So, like adapting for video game to TV or movie is way simpler than adapting just a strict book to TV.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of shots in this episode too that are pulled from the game almost.
Scene
It's
for
pretty
scene,
great. Yeah.
The scene in episode 1 where Joel is laying on the couch and he's just like, just fuck off for a little bit. Like I gotta rest. And even the dialogue, except for like 2 words, are scene for scene exactly from the.
Well, I mean, if you do that great on screen, like
Well, but also some of the writing in the game is fantastic.
Yeah. With the Ellie, I want to talk about the Ellie turning thing too, because like they're testing her or whatever in the scene where they're just making sure she doesn't actually. So it's a funny comparison because the way it's explained, because when I watch this, like I'd never played the games. I don't really know what type of zombies they are. I don't really know how the infection spreads, things like that. I have heard they changed a couple things about like how the infection does spread, but doesn't
It
really
was
make
airborne in the game.
Yeah, and it's like whatever. It doesn't really matter that much. But the interesting part was in the last episode with the reason why she's basically going to be a sacrifice is because it's in the brain. So the cordyceps think that she's one of them, more or less. But in this episode, watching it back, it was interesting to watch to see if the other infected treat her like she is one of the infected if they attack her, if they go after her. And it doesn't really hold true for the entire first season, but for the most part, I don't actually really see a lot of infected attacking Ellie specifically. They go after Joel and Tess. They don't go after her.
And they only kind of she's like a secondary target almost.
Yeah. Like most of the stuff, they really don't chase her at all. They don't really react to her. It doesn't 100% hold true, but like for the most part, even with the like a couple in the later episodes, they don't really go after her except for like 1 or 2 times. Yeah. But
and I agree with Rena, or Reina, sorry if I'm getting your name wrong. The Anatrove or Torv is amazing as Tess.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know she was gonna, spoiler alert, die. But when I saw like episode 1 was done, and I saw someone make a post on Reddit, and it was just like, I'm gonna be so sad when Anna's not on the show anymore, or something like that. Like someone who was like a Last of Us streamer or something like that posted, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm usually so good about not getting spoiled from like social media, but
yeah. Well, this is funny too, because I talked to my buddy when you were like, "Hey, do you want to come on for Last of Us?" Like 100%. I was like, "Yeah," and I also didn't want to be like, "Can I be on all the episodes?" Because
you can. I mean,
if you want to.
Yeah, but I love it so much. But he was like, I asked him, "Hey, like which episode?" Because he played the games, he's a big fan, all that stuff, and I was like, "Which episode do you think I should pick, just for like another opinion?" And we talked about a couple of things, and he's like, "Oh, maybe pick something that you can personally speak to because, you know, you're a father, you have a daughter. Maybe you could speak to the father-daughter relationship, things like that." And then we landed on episode 2 because there's a lot of Edmonton and stuff, so that'd be kind of cool to point out. And he said it's fantastic, and especially with Tessa's sacrifice at the end. And I said, "Yeah." Plus, at the very end, it's got the grossest makeout scene ever. And he says, "Yeah, that's your specialty too." So I was like, "Come on, man!"
Perfect.
Thank you.
That's, I guess. But I will say, I did not like the end of it. I did not like that at all. Just,
yeah.
No.
I think they got that right. God. Yeah. I like that this isn't like a gore fest. You know, they could.
I do appreciate that. that.
With it being on HBO, they could have easily made this gore porn or sex like everywhere. But like, I think they do a good job of making it. Every scene where there is any kind of sexual content, nudity, or gore, I feel like it's pertinent to the scene.
Yeah. Right. It's not just it is not Game of Thrones. It is not just there.
Yeah.
Because
they're good at building tension too without having the infected attack, right? There's a lot in any scenario where it's like, okay, yeah.
The I like how in a lot of these dystopian shows too, they're making the infected or whatever it is less so the enemy than the other humans.
Yes, because really it's going to be how we manage whatever it is that comes, right? Like it's not necessarily they're just trying to survive like everything else, right? Yeah. It's not like they're like, let me go be mean and terrorize these people. It's like this is all we know to eat. Like we don't. This is it.
Not yet.
I mean, well, yeah, but I mean, it's like, do cows think of us as the enemy?
Maybe
it sounds like another that sounds like a YA fantasy waiting to be written.
I'm just saying. So yes, it does make sense that also the other humans are going to be the enemy too, because that's going to kind of determine how all this falls out.
Yeah, I do like that.
And Rapunzel, I agree with you. I agree.
Man, look at Black Friday in any big box store for the last 40 years. There's always someone getting trampled to death.
Yes. After they were so thankful the day before, and you're buying gifts for the season of giving, but let me knock down this woman who just wants a present for her baby. Let me.
crazy.
So I really like that the frog on the piano. Also, I liked that
Oh yeah,
because it was cute.
the great toilet paper nightmares of 2020. Lemon Garden.
So I will say I've always been very I like to be well stocked in toilet paper. I don't know that I was affected. Like we're pretty good for a while.
Well, we got a bidet.
Very nice.
Yes. For some people, especially people that were at JordanCon, know my inadvertently bleached butthole story. You can ask me about it if you see me at a convention.
No, that was a good story. It was a good story.
Yeah.
I think I might be a little bit behind on the scene. What scene are you guys on right now?
We are at 2149, which
what
is
are they doing?
Or 2150. They are walking across a bridge.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm at the right place. Because I'm on a rip copy here, so it's a little bit different timestamp. The bridge.
You're totally not on a rip copy. You're watching on a active HBO account.
Yeah, I paid for it 100%. Anyways, so the bridge is a bridge in Calgary. It's called the 4th Avenue Fly. I'm not from Calgary. Calgary is like the opposing city from Edmonton.
And what kind of ducks are those?
Kind of?
I don't know. Are they local? Are they local Calgary?
They might
Alberta
be. They might be.
ducks?
Yeah.
I know one breed of duck's name, and it's Coomerant. That's it. That's the only duck I know.
I know mallard ducks.
Mallards. Yeah. Okay, I remember that name too.
That's
but
the only one that I know.
Here we go.
The green-headed ones, right?
Yeah, the green-headed ones.
My family are big. My mom's side of the family, they're like all hunters and fishermen and shit. So my one cousin makes duck decoys. So out of wood, they're really nice. He sells them for a lot of money.
I was gonna say that it should be considered an art form.
It is. I told him that. He was like, "I'm not an artist." I'm like, "Motherfucker, did you see?
Are you fooling?
Are you hand these?
But are you fooling ducks into thinking that is a live duck?
Like you got a duck going, damn, that duck is hot, and then come on.
Oh, one thing we didn't talk about, there was a scene a couple minutes ago with the giraffe. Their giraffe.
Oh, yeah, the giraffe. Yeah.
Yeah. And I looked it up because apparently that's like a little bit of symbolism from the game too, because Sarah, like Joel's daughter, had giraffe stuffy, and then giraffes are like a common theme for innocence and trying to get back to the what they used to have. So the giraffes keep popping up in this in the first season here.
Yeah, basically anything that reminds Joel of Sarah, I feel like will fit that bill.
Yeah, because there's like paintings, and I think in the hospital and stuff, and obviously the actual giraffes too, like that come up. So
I can't use bidets in space. Oh god, space bidets.
Oh my goodness.
Oh god, you just sit on a big suction cup. All right, I'll stop. Now you got space toilets in my brain.
Yeah, I feel like in general, I would never want to go in water in any zombie. Like anything can be under the water.
Yeah.
So
man.
Brian's biggest complaint here was your socks are going to be wet all day.
I know, man. Every time I see someone get their shoes wet, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It would be better to like take the pants and the shoes off and carry them across, and then you only have to dry your skivvies. Like, what are we doing?
Like you're gonna have fucking trench foot. Remember, you know the shit that they got in World War I? Like, you're gonna have that.
Yes.
Yeah. Like immediately.
And you know what? In this scenario, you got enough stuff going on. You've got enough infections going on. You don't need another fungus.
Beth was right. There were actual giraffes walking somewhere in the scene.
People were complaining about the CGI giraffes, and they were the real ones. This is what's wrong with humans. This is why we're not going to make it too much longer.
Again, so you're more on the fungal overlord side.
Yeah, you know why? Because I doubt the fungal overlord will tolerate book cloaks. They will just be like, oh, you care about this? Dead.
I'm not necessarily voting for the fungal overlords. I'm just saying somebody needs to take control of the situation. That's all I'm saying. Somebody who isn't going to be making money from it. And the funguses don't need money. Well, so that is the difference between it being the apes and the robots for me. Like the robots, They're just trying to get stuff done. But the apes were too human-like in Planet of
Yeah.
the Apes. Like they all had their ulterior motives.
I enjoyed that movie.
I love old school Planet of the Apes.
I enjoyed the old ones and the new ones.
But it never comes on anymore. And
I prefer the Simpsons episodes of Planet of the Apes. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Oh, Dr. Zayas. Oh yeah, this is something too. When I read in I mean in the thing they talked about this. Her switchblade. She had it in the game, I know that, but I don't remember. There's like a specific thing. I think it might have to do with her mom. Beth might.
Wasn't this the blade from oh yeah, that Marlene like gave to her, right?
Yeah, it's from her mom,
yeah. Because we saw that's the one in
right. Yeah.
Was it the last episode? Yeah, I think the last episode.
The last or the second to last or whatever.
Yeah. The Joel Tess relationship is interesting too. I don't know if there was like more backstory in the game about Joel's relationship with like Sarah's mom. I don't know if there was or like what that was, but he makes it pretty clear in the season that he doesn't want to put any kind of like label on it with Tess. And I just didn't know if you guys knew any more about that, because obviously there's some sort of like feelings, but not enough to commit, right?
Yeah, I think Joel and Tess, their relationship, like they had like a I don't want to like a romantic relationship.
I mean, was it romantic or did they trauma bond? Like,
I mean, yeah. I don't think
they
like were
borderline romantic, platonic trauma bond.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it was probably more like a partnership with benefits, maybe. Like they weren't romantically involved.
Yeah,
but
at the end of this episode, Tess is like, "I know you never wanted to like put any kind of label on it, so I feel like there was maybe more coming from her." I could in a sense understand why Joel wouldn't want to put another relationship, because anyone can die at any minute, right? So you don't necessarily want to get that invested.
Like I feel like he just couldn't bring himself to say it because of his trauma, but like emotionally and in his actions, I'm probably sure he acted like they were You know, like he was protective of her. He cared about her. You know,
they're sleeping in the same bed. Like
they're sleeping in the same bed together. I'm sure they like if they had a sexual relationship, but then like, you know, he did things like activities, like jobs to benefit both of them. Like he wasn't just doing those things to benefit him. He was doing it to benefit both of them. He did things specifically for her that he knew she needed or wanted to do or have done or have herself. So
yeah, it seems like he kept her at like a little bit at arm's distance for a long time. So
I'm sure he didn't want to say, he didn't want to say it verbally because of
that makes it real.
Mental trauma that he has. But
once you say it, then it's real. You can't take it back.
Yeah. So who did? Rapunzel said something about Bard. Google's AI. Bard. I hope Bard isn't the one that takes over, because I asked Bard to rate itself amongst the other AI. Between 1 and 10, 1 being the best and 10 being the worst.
You were trying to trick it.
Well, I wasn't really trying to trick it. I'm dyslexic, and that's just what I wrote. Someone told me that is a common trick people use to trick AI to see if it is actually paying attention or if it just takes some of the words. I didn't know that, but I that's just how I wrote it. And that's how it was like, I think we rate at a 5 right now, but we hope one day to get to 10. And I'm like, okay, so race to the bottom. Perfect.
And maybe you're not in the board meetings. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. So that's why we're doing the rewatches. That is the goal. We're filling the time in between the seasons with other fun stuff.
I think she means just humankind.
Human. Long enough to finish real time. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's entirely fair. I do want to see me some Nynaeve. I want to see some Daniel Henney, Zoe, physical relationships on the screen. I just want to see Daniel Henney's butt again, really, butt rock.
I mean, my Avienda needs to see Avienda on screen.
That's true.
She needs that in her life. So
yeah. We did get the girls, during the thing.
Yeah, Abby saw it.
I love their interactions. I can't wait to see them on screen. I hope that playful banter goes back and forth. But
how could it not? Like they seem to have such great chemistry. Like it's gonna make it in there.
Oh yeah. So one thing that you never really hear people complain about in this is like the changes, and there are a lot and significant ones. And we talked, you touched on it a little bit before, but it was the airborneness of the disease.
Oh yeah,
and then that's a huge change. That would be like taking the taint out of the Wheel of Time, like or part of the taint. Like, oh, the taint doesn't drive you insane; it just kills you. Like, or it doesn't kill you; it just drives you insane, or something like that. Like, it's a fundamental change to the way the disease spreads. And they did it, but they did it specifically for the purposes of like, you don't want to have a TV show where none of your actors can ever have their face on screen.
Oh yeah, that's impossible. Arguably, you could even compare it to like the fact that Aes Sedai don't have ageless faces, the warders don't have their warder cloaks. Like they're cool things in the books, and sure, it can play into a lot of scenes in the Wheel of Time where it's like, oh, ageless face, recognizable as Aes Sedai, therefore given away, whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter that much. You can work around it, and I get why you don't include that kind of stuff.
Yeah. You just like, oh yeah, she looks like she's 50. How old is she? 89. Like,
oh man,
wow,
that's 150. Just like get a couple of them to be like, I'm 200 years old, whatever.
That is exactly all you have to do, because we don't know what that looks like. So if I say I'm 200, this is it. This is ageless.
True story.
That's at that point, yes, absolutely. I agree with that.
I got to get with you on the moisturizer you use, because I don't think mine's
it's oil of Olay. I've been using it since I was 16. Routine, so I would look 16 my entire life. That was my logic at 16.
All right.
There you go.
And I mind my business and moisturize.
That's true.
And drink my water.
You got to drink. You got to hydrate. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's why I only drink water.
I didn't know she passed away. That's
oh no.
Fuck. One big resounding fuck cancer from everyone.
Yeah.
I have to. I'm going to make a note. I have to remind myself to say something before the show's over. Where is it?
Okay.
I have two things that we need to make sure. We need to send good vibes to somebody, but we'll do it later.
Okay.
Yeah, one thing that was interesting to me with the Ellie situation with her being infected, especially on the rewatch, I kind of mentioned how watching in the museum scene coming up here when they get attacked, just watch it. They don't go for her. I tried to see if I'm accurate about this, because I don't know if it was intentional, but it seems like they just go after Joel and Tess.
Okay, I'll pay
attention to that.
Yeah.
But it was also interesting to me to kind of compare, because, for example, with her being immune, that's the big thing. In a different zombie series, so 28 weeks later, if you remember the opening scene where like the wife gets left behind and the guy runs away, and then later on they meet up, right? Because the wife doesn't actually die, and there's this whole thing. Now she technically is infected, but she registers and she doesn't react. She doesn't like turn into a zombie or anything. But she's basically under the doctor's care, because she is infected, but she's not showing symptoms. And then her and the husband kiss, and then he gets infected because of her. So that's what I don't know about this series, is like Ellie, for example, is
Can she infect other people?
Can she infect other people? Because we see her bite the one dude, but he gets immediately murdered anyway. So doesn't really matter.
I think that was them kind of putting that seed,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's my question, is like, can she even though she is infected, it's just others don't react.
Well,
but
you know what? That could be a huge piece of story for a future season. Like if she turns out that she can infect people.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't know, because maybe in the games that's already revealed. Like,
maybe
a stupid idea. You're an idiot.
No,
Brett, shut up.
No. Think about it like this. So I forgot the kid's name, but the kid, the two brothers that they save, and then almost they both immediately die.
Yeah.
The ones you talked about, Sam. Yeah, Sam. So the kid, he got bit, but like, was he infected like all the way? Maybe. Like, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure the answer is yes. But she rubbed her blood on him. So like, if she finds out later she can infect people, she will probably have to go through some sort of mental crisis of, did I infect him when I did that?
Yeah. Well, and
Or
also with that scene specifically with the infected attacking Ellie, like Sam, for how long had he been turned for? He's just sitting there
yeah,
and he doesn't react until she even says something. Like usually any noise would tip
until
off
she
the
touched him.
infected. Till she like touches him and then he kind of attacks her.
Yeah.
But it's just like I don't know enough about the like I don't know anything about the games past what I researched for like literally this. So
that's all I know about the games too, and the bit
Yeah.
that I watched of Beth's stream.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to pick it up and replay it since they did the remaster, but there's been so many really good games this year.
Mhm.
Yeah, the scene is pretty intense. They do great. The lighting, the lighting crew and the sound guys do a great
With the
job.
museum.
Yeah.
Apparently the museum is like straight from the game too. I saw a cut shot though with the door collapsing and stuff. It seemed like Joel was on the other side, so I don't know. It's pretty close though. It's pretty cool.
It's probably one of those times in the game where you have to switch between playing with one or the other.
Yeah.
I could see that, Arosa. I could see that.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy this.
Yeah. It feels like an amalgam of a lot of different zombies, The Last of Us. Like the idea of the different types of zombies just harkens back to Resident Evil really hard.
Oh yeah. Especially when Ellie was asking like, oh, do they have like clickers or something else?
Yeah, this is a clicker.
Yeah. So it had to be like, because you got in a video game, you got to throw different types of enemies. They can't all just be like standard zombies, right?
No.
Yeah.
I want a zombie game or movie or book or something set in like a fantasy setting.
Okay. I could do that. That's a good.
Yeah.
Did you ever play like Left 4 Dead or anything? Yeah.
I just want I want to see like lines of bowmen set up shooting hordes of zombies with like knights in armor with like big broadswords just mowing down zombies with swords and shit.
What you want is time traveler zombies. You want zombies from the future who travel back to like the Middle Ages.
Well, there was also like
cavemen dealing with zombies. Like
Wasn't there one episode in Game of Thrones in like season 7 where there was something about zombies and there was a big attack and then it ended in one episode?
Something like that, maybe. I think they had a sub storyline about like undead things that were like
it was like a whole big thing for like 7 seasons and then they just like it was over.
I'm so
That's
angry.
cool.
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't able to really see it, because it was
so dark.
Fucking dark.
Yeah. Seriously, also, you know what? And I've ranted about this. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I've ranted about it with you guys, but like Lord of the Rings did it right with their nighttime scenes where they put the blue lights. So you have the light blue light, and it's like everybody knows it's nighttime, but I can still see. And I, as a viewer, I can suspend my disbelief of where's the blue light coming from.
Right.
I don't care. I just want to see what's happening.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a level of like, we get that this isn't real. It's okay. Yeah. Right. We know that what we are seeing, they're not seeing. We get it.
Yeah. Right. We understand. Yeah. However,
you want to
actually see what's happening.
Yeah. You want to see a really cool night day sequence shot thing. Go check out if you haven't seen Jordan Peele's Nope.
Oh, I want to. I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen it. I need to see it.
First of all, it's a great movie. It is. Yeah. It emotionally rough in a lot of it.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it.
I won't spoil anything. But the entire movie is shot during the day, in full broad daylight, clear blue day, and there's plenty of night scenes.
I was gonna say I know I've seen night scenes, but also speaking of Nope, Keke Palmer, who had recently had her baby, is out here killing it. She looks amazing. Oh, yeah. She did a Mother Day photo shoot, and I was like, dang it, my youngest child is 11, and I don't look like that. So apparently,
listen,
you must need to have the money.
Yeah,
that
I was about to say,
the key.
It's the money and the time. When it's your job to look that good, you look that good.
But I'm happy for her. It's like, yeah.
It was who knew that man could write like this when he was on Key and Peele? Like, I loved him on Key and Peele, and like he could write comedy great, but like these serious movies.
I wholeheartedly believe people that excel like that, because you know who else? Tom Hanks started out as a comedic actor and is an amazing actor, if you ask me.
Yeah, he is.
you know, Jim Carrey does serious roles better than anybody thought he would have.
Absolutely.
I think when they are extremely well on one end of the spectrum, lots of times they can go to the other end of the spectrum because they apply the same methodology to it.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams is another one. Yeah. Because I don't think it's...
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't think it's necessarily the content for them. It's how they approach the content.
If you want to see a creepy ass Robin Williams movie, 1 hour photo.
Oh,
you know what? I would like
that.
I would like to keep my memory of Mork as it is.
he doesn't look like him. Like, he really does not look like Robin Williams at all. He wears these glasses and like he's got this shortcut blonde hair in the movie. I mean, you can see that it's Robin Williams, but he just looks so out of character. The way he holds his face the whole time, he never smiles almost, and it's
I might be able to do it, but I was a huge Mork fan. Like, I had the suspenders and everything.
That's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, no, I used to sing Nanu Nanu all the time. I'd sit upside down. I was just annoying to my mother, I'm sure.
I love it.
But
oh man,
she let me watch it. So.
Yeah. I think this is a thing about health packs in games.
Yeah, I got that one too.
Yeah.
Because apparently you got to like find a bunch of whole different types of things like duct tape and whatever, like rags, and it's pretty good. Oh, and Ellie walking across is like a shot for shot scene from the game.
Okay.
Walking across the planks.
Oh my God, Nick Offerman, forget about it. That man is a genius.
Dude, I was so excited. I was so excited for next episode.
Yeah, me
when
too.
Freaking Swanson shows up. You know, he's the prepper, and I had a hard time picking which episode to be on. I'm gonna try and sneak a little bit of everything, but like that's the prepper that every prepper wishes they were as good as.
Yeah,
but he's just so solid.
So like what his character from like Parks and Rec, essentially.
I bury gold bars. Like same type of guy. Like, it's so good. And we're gonna get a shot of downtown Edmonton. The shot when they're looking at the this is downtown Edmonton, actually.
Right here?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the legislature building. Yeah.
Okay.
And later on,
That's
so
cool.
downtown Edmonton. So that's what they're gonna be going towards later, which is pretty cool.
Cool.
And a bunch of the building scenes, like the downtown building scenes, is all shot in Edmonton Street.
So the building with the gold roof, legislature building?
Yeah, there's fewer collapsed buildings in Edmonton right now.
I mean,
I wouldn't say none, but there's fewer. Still a lot of garbage and everything everywhere.
You're absolutely not wrong.
Yeah.
He's amazing. I saw him live, like he did like a show, like it wasn't like a stand-up comedy show, but it kind of was. It was also like a talk and like a concert because he sang like 6 or 7 songs.
Wow.
So good. Talk about it after this show. But it was really good.
Yes, this shot when they're walking up the street, this is just straight up Edmonton. So
cool.
Yeah.
So like, were you aware when they were shooting? Like,
no idea. Didn't know. Yeah. So I mean, it's a little bit anticlimactic. Like, no, I wasn't there. I didn't see freaking Pedro Pascal.
Like, not even that. Like, I was gonna ask, like, how much did it inconvenience your life?
0%.
Iacona, Casey. I don't know where you mean by Casey, but Brett, didn't you say that they were shot entirely in?
That's what I read, was that it was entirely shot in Alberta, but they could have been like, maybe the internet's wrong. I do know a lot of the mountain stuff is shot in like Canmore and Banff and stuff, because like we have phenomenal mountains. Like, yeah, because like the Rocky Mountains are basically like a lot of Alberta.
Yeah.
Banff National Park is like the iconic national park of Canada. And comparable with snowboarding and skiing to like the Swiss Alps. Like, it's literally on that level of awesomeness. So a lot of the mountain shots you get later on is like literally Banff, and it's 3 hours from like me.
This is when my wife and I watch movies and stuff and TV shows. Like, the first thing we usually do is like we open up the trivia for the movie, like on IMDb, and we're just like we look through that as we're watching it.
Yeah.
The where things were shot is some of my favorite, because like we lived in New York. Like we were born and raised in New York, and we only moved to Florida like 9 years ago. It's miserable here, but it's way cheaper. Way cheaper.
Yeah.
We couldn't afford to live in New York. Was the problem. But you know, they shoot a lot of stuff in New York. So like often we'll be watching something and be like, where is that? There's a scene in The Americans that was really good. They shot it outside of an old mall. I was in Garden City, New York. I was like, that looks like the source. And we looked it up and it was.
Nice.
They used to shoot Law and Order all the time. It would be a Law and Order. And they since they shot Law and Order so much, they wouldn't even close streets or sidewalks.
I was gonna say, I feel like for Law and Order that wouldn't interrupt anybody's day because they needed that many people needed it to look like New York. So let's just let New York be New York.
Yeah, they did not. They set up placards that said if you walk beyond this placard, you're agreeing to be an extra in a background extra in the show.
Yeah. Because I would imagine it would be too time intensive to try to shut all that down and not worth it to then go have to pay people
that looks tasty.
To be on the street. That doesn't make sense.
But yeah, no, they must be saving real well on the extra budget for the show.
Yeah.
Like, okay, in this episode we're gonna have 3 people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't move.
Yeah. Like in a scene sense too, because even watching it, like I didn't know Tess was bitten or dying, but you can watching back, you can see that she's like storming ahead because she knows her clock's ticking. Even in the museum, when she sees that Ellie was bit, the look that she gives, she's like, "Oh dang, like this girl maybe actually is." I mean, she kind of dies thinking this is I need to die to save this girl, right?
Right.
She sacrifices herself.
Yeah. And apparently, which is not what happens in the game. Apparently, she does sacrifice her, but she's bitten. She gets left behind. In the game, she's holding off humans that are coming after the group, not zombies. Yeah. So she gives the Joel and Ellie enough time to get away from humans.
Yeah. Okay.
I can understand why they switch it up to like the.
They wanted. They wanted to save the human villains for bigger, than just random.
So here's the
looters.
thing: we already know humans are horrible, right? Yeah. So you can't give us regular level horrible humans.
Which
you gotta give us the big horrible humans.
Yeah. Which is one of the things to go back to Wheel of Time. One of the things I loved that they changed in the show from the book to the show was their portrayal of the White Cloaks. Yeah. Everything you hear about White Cloaks are like they're just a nuisance, essentially.
Ineffective. They're ineffective. White Cloaks are useless, man.
They're more annoying than they are scary. Yeah. And then the first time we see them, Matt is playing a trick on them and like does like a basically Laurel and Hardy fucking bit, rolling the barrels down the street at them.
And then Rand doesn't get out of the street. Because he's having some tough times. Yeah.
So but the way they're playing them up in the show to make them more
competent and like you need
scary.
Like they have a plan. They are doing this methodically. Like they're not just kind of bumbling through the countryside screaming, "You're a dark friend" at people.
Yeah. Well, and they can take down Aes Sedai because in the books they're like super ineffectual. Like you're not even worried about them. But
they're
immediately
scared. They're scared of the Aes Sedai.
You hear about them, like you hear of stories of White Cloaks killing Aes Sedai, but you never see it happen.
Yeah,
and
even the White Cloaks are like, "Oh, we killed that one Aes Sedai like fucking I don't know, like 500 years ago, but she was dead already." But then
they hung the body. They hung the body. She died in the Trolloc Wars, killed by a Trolloc, and then
guys. You did it. Yeah.
So also,
I didn't. So, sorry. I paid attention during the other scene, and I want to check here too to see if there's anything that happens. I did kind of notice the clicker ignore Ellie a little bit, but the other ones I didn't. I couldn't like it.
Yeah.
Joel and Tess kept getting in front of her.
Well, I was going to say it was probably hard to tell because they're thinking they're going to come after the kid. So I think for
that's a lot of grenades.
Humans,
Yeah.
Casually
Yeah.
spilling grenades on the floor. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that's
but-
a big thing too with Ellie. And here we see how they react to Tess too. So it's just like
Yes.
that kind of set it off for me. Like,
Right,
is,
right.
is it the same? I don't know.
That's fair. And here's his first crack. Like that's the first crack in his his walls of
Mhm.
Yeah.
emotional boundaries that he's set up. Because like he's gonna lose Tess.
Yeah.
And,
And,
like,
and he's stuck with this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, is this why he didn't want to get close to Tess? Because inevitably this day is going to come at some point.
Right.
Probably.
And
I
is he
mean,
just being proved right in his own brain?
It's probably, I would say it's probably a like a compartmentalization. Like his true feelings for Tess were probably compartmentalized.
Mhm.
And then like that was him realizing that he loves her and like he doesn't want to
Yeah.
lose her, but like he has seconds
point,
to
there's no
come to
choice.
terms.
Right.
Yeah, he has seconds to come to terms with his feelings and accept that he's going to lose her.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, and this plays a lot into, I feel, the last episode when he decided like he wants to save Ellie,
Right.
because you can call the whole, oh, Joel not letting Ellie be sacrificed is selfish because she might be able to be used to create a vaccine, whatever. But
Yeah.
literally in this episode is when Tess tells Joel, save who you can.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And that's kind of the entire process he works off of, is he's had multiple people tell him, save who you can. And Ellie is someone he can save. And like, sure, it's the play off of his daughter, but it's also
sorry, it happened.
yeah, it's fine. Apparently the lighter is also an Easter egg, because the lighter itself is modeled after Sam Drake's lighter from Uncharted 4.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
The one that says 76 on it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a good year. It's the year I was born.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Bicentennial, baby.
Yeah. I love Bella Ramsey, by the way.
Oh yeah,
They
fantastic.
are fantastic.
And Game of Thrones, you got to give Game
oh
of
my
Thrones
God.
some props for some stuff, and like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
where
They have, I give George R. R. Martin props where he deserves them. Like he creates good characters. He
Yeah.
has good dialogue. I just
well, that was
not-
like casting. That was great casting.
well,
for
yeah,
him.
the casting for that
Like,
too. Yeah,
yeah.
but like her character was in the book too, and she was Bella gave her life, but she was pretty cool in the books too.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't wait to see
scene.
Oh yeah,
Sorry, yeah. I was just saying
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ending scene is very interesting too, because
Is that what building is that? Is that a building from?
this is the legislature building.
That's
This
the
is
that's what.
literally-
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's the same. It's all shot. That's yeah.
Okay.
But with the fact that
So good.
Joel leaves and Ellie's left watching is also just like the cold. Joel is doing what he's got to do,
Mm-hmm.
and Ellie is the one who's emotionally holding on right now. So
Right. And so, even without zombies, 14 is a tough age. It
Yeah,
is. It's tough. 14 is tough. Even if she didn't have all this other stuff going on, it still sucks to be 14.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So
and
like-
15 and 16.
well, so
17's not that
honestly,
much better.
honestly, from 12 to about, I'm gonna say 30, things suck.
Yeah, it's like mid 30s, early
Yeah.
40s. I don't know.
Just yeah.
Listen, the mid 30s ain't great either. The what you call shit. What was I about to say?
You want to send good vibes to somebody, Tom?
No, there was something else though. It'll come back in a second.
The knees
yes.
comment.
What's up?
I was just gonna say the line I connected with most was when Joel and Tess were climbing like the 10 flights of stairs, and Ellie was like, it's not that bad, and she's like, try it with my knees, kid. And
Yeah.
it's like, I understand that. I get
Oh,
that.
I remember what it was now. The people being born post
Yeah.
apocalypse. So like wow. Ellie grew up in this time.
Mhm.
So like you're saying, like she's a young girl coming
Mhm.
into her the age of
Yes.
puberty. I
Yes.
wonder if that would still be accelerated, being as they're not eating as many hormone filled foods anymore.
So, but it does have to happen, right?
No, yeah, it's
Like,
gonna happen, but
It's gonna
like
happen.
It's like
No,
general
it's just
health.
like-
Is general health better? I don't know. Is it better? or
yeah, it
worse?
might be. Like in two ways. Like there's less air pollution, but there's less
So-
good food.
There's no more
too, so-
cheese whiz. Like cheese
Yeah.
whiz is basically
McDonald's
well,
is
actually,
gone.
So, I mean, if and this is me I'm not making it up, but it's loosely
Yeah.
based on some facts I might have heard. So
Okay.
back in the day, 14, 15, it was about when you got married off to go have babies because you could, right?
Mhm.
So
Physically.
now, right.
Yeah.
So nowadays there are kids like Avi's age that technically could. I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But
Mm-mm.
I would think with this, they're probably back to that type of nutrition of the olden days, that level, maybe that level of nutrition. So I'm thinking all those hormones are still like she's still going crazy inside.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because that's
absolutely.
all puberty is you just go crazy for a certain amount of years and you don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and you know, bless women, you got to do that twice.
It's so stupid
with the raging hormone, and if you get pregnant, you got to do it multiple times.
So here's the thing: it never stops. It is literally a roller coaster about every 4 weeks. It's just, and I'm like, I didn't sign up for any of this. I don't understand.
That was
like
that was the first words out of my mouth when I found out that I was anemic. Was specifically, I had a female nurse. I was like, damn, thank God I'm not a woman. She was like.
It sucks because I am chronically
anemic,
and I'm like,
we're transfusion buddies now.
We are infusions.
We're
infusion buddies.
Yeah. I always feel so bad going to those clinics because you know,
there's
everyone else
cancer patients. There's
it's always
really, really sick people getting infusions, and I'm like, I just my body won't make blood. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Or
everyone
iron. My body won't make
iron. Yeah. Everyone's there like sick with getting chemo, and I'm just like healthy otherwise, but like I'm like, oh, I feel so bad. But everyone's always so nice and like talking, and for the most part, people are in like good moods while they're there because the nurses do a great job of like being uplifting and stuff. But yes, I do want to send good vibes to someone. So a really good friend of mine and Ebony as well, and I think you probably met him at Jordan Con. He's very visible there. His name is John Hartness. He is an author himself, and he runs / started Falstaff Books, which is like a indie author collective. They're a publishing company now, like pretty decent. Like they have a lot of book authors in their ranks. Fantastic authors. Sarah Sover. A lot. There's basically like 8 or 9 guests every year at Jordan Connor from Falstaff Books. But my brain is fuzzy right now because I had a migraine today. But anyway, his cat got out this morning and he is devastated.
Oh, no.
So I want to send him positive vibes to that his cat comes back because he posts a lot about his cat. And
put the litter box on the front
outside.
doorstep.
Yeah, everyone's giving him.
Yeah, that's like the only thing I know. Yeah.
So I'll check to see if anyone posted that for him, but yeah. I want to send those good vibes out. The other thing is I'm posting a link in all the chats right now. Go check out Brett's pod.
Yes. What do you got going on, Brett? Tell us.
What do we got going on?
Yeah.
So Danny and I are recording the last episode of Crossroads of Twilight this week. So we're officially done. Crossroads of Twilight. We're out of it. We did it. We didn't quit the podcast. We didn't cancel it. We didn't delete everything we have. We are soaring through.
So how did she feel that the like the slog? Did she feel
I mean, here's the thing. Yes and no, but she's been yes, because sure, Crossroads is not the most exciting book. But no, because we literally do a chapter by chapter podcast, and it's been 4 years and we're on book 10 and she gets to read 1 to 2 chapters at a time. So everything's the slog if you really think about it. So this was just like, and Crossroads is only like 30 chapters. It's not that, it's like the shortest book, basically.
One of the shortest books.
Yeah. So I mean, we're done. We're through. We did.
Okay.
Well, congratulations. But I will say this about the slog. I don't think people really consider it the slog until a reread because you don't know what's happening, right? You don't know that it's gonna be
no, I mean,
out.
and there's I mean, this topic has been talked to death for sure.
Like I don't consider it a slog because like
I don't either.
Understand.
It's not that. But also the issue with I feel like one of the reasons why it was a slog was because you waited for Crossroads after the cleansing, which is like the best friggin' ending to a book. Oh my goodness. And then you get Crossroads, and then you get New Spring, which was already half of it was already released. You only get like half of a new book. And then you gotta wait for Knife of Dreams, and then you find out that Robert Jordan is not doing good health wise, and it's like, what are we doing here?
So traumatized.
Yeah.
So traumatized.
I remember when I heard that,
more
man.
Yeah,
I was losing. I was like, fuck. I was pulling into work at like 5:45 in the morning, and I got a text from my cousin, Robert Jordan is gonna die. I'm like, what?
My buddy told me, he was like, dude, bad news. Like, I was like, this is terrible.
The worst way to give bad news is to start. Bad news.
Well, I mean, I'd rather tell me.
but like just
just get it out. No, why you gotta preface it? Why I gotta worry?
Yeah.
Right.
Just tell me.
Well, so look, I do have anxiety. I don't want you to say bad news. Just say what the thing is and let me decide.
Yeah. And that was when you had to text by pressing the keys more than once. That wasn't.
Yes.
I didn't have a BlackBerry. I had a Nokia, so it was like 1111
I did
223555. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
It was better to just call back then. It was better to just make the phone call.
Yeah. Oh, technically for the comment in chat, so technically Crossroads is not the shortest book, but it is shortest. It's equal to the shortest by like number of chapters. It's not the shortest by page count. So if you're actually comparing, like, it's kind of the shortest, but it's not. All I'm saying, it's not like the longest book that there is. So,
no.
True
but
spirit,
it's also not the most action packed, and that's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know which is the shortest offhand?
I think it is Path of Daggers.
Okay, I don't remember. The books all blend into one story.
It's all
yeah,
one book.
yeah.
After
I only know
that's
this
all the same book.
Because you have to keep dissecting it for her and not spoiling it. That's the only time I'm able to differentiate the books is when I am going on a first-time reader show, and and they're like, "This is where we're at."
So, Path of Daggers is the shortest book by word count. It's 222,000 words compared to Lord of Chaos, which is the longest, but it's the shortest by word count. Path of Daggers is, and then Crossroads shares like the equal number of shortest chapters, but it's got like 40,000 more words. Whatever. It's not that important. It's not that important.
Just so many words. I'm like, how
many words, and a lot of them are unnecessary.
I was gonna say, how many of them are describing a dress?
DK.
How many of those words are describing dresses?
Oh my God, so many. How many times? Oh, I got to get I have a file somewhere of like a big searchable document of the entire books. I've been meaning to do word counts on fingered breasts and specifically arms crossed under breasts.
That was a great sentence. Fingered breasts. Just
fingered breasts.
Tom, you have to include the well-turned calves.
Well-turned calves.
I would also like that.
Yeah, what's the? They always make the shoulders comment too. What's the shoulders one? Does it say he's just got good shoulders?
He's a pair of shoulders. It's usually just a pair of shoulders.
Okay.
And then also search for people whose faces looks like they were used to hit in the fence posts or something.
Yeah. He has a face that looked like they used to hammer nails with or something.
How aggressively rude. I don't know.
Yeah.
I actually want to know how many different dresses are described. Like, because he describes dresses so often. Like, how many? You know what? Linda probably knows.
The low.
Linda definitely knows.
Like, how many different designs of dresses are actually in Wheel of Time that are described?
Linda from that's the 13th depository. Depository. Not. I always say repository.
I don't say depository.
I don't say suppository. But hey, listen, to each their own. But Linda Taglieri, the 13th depository. She's fantastic. We love her.
Yes. Yeah.
I need an introduction to Linda because I have used so many of her things.
Oh, absolutely. So, she usually comes to JordanCon every year.
You have to come to JordanCon then.
I came to JordanCon, but there's so many people that I know.
She wasn't there this year.
She wasn't there. So,
yeah.
She was not there this year. Yeah, she's usually there every year. She comes from Australia, her and her husband every year.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say that was the overwhelming part, was trying to figure out who's who and who's which username on which site.
So I hate that.
It's like,
that's why, that's why all my shit is Tom. All my stuff is Tom because.
Yeah. But I specifically told people, tell me your online name and then tell me your government name and then give me the entire weekend to keep putting those together with your face.
Send me your passport, send me your social.
I really do need like picture IDs. Cool. Like before JordanCon, I need a picture ID.
Yeah.
What was your mom's maiden name and what was your pet's? What was your first pet's name?
What's your best friend from childhood? Every year I do I always I know multiple people do it, but the day before the con, if no one has done it that day, I always do the, oh, let's do another selfie post. And I'm like looking through like, ooh, there's someone that goes every year and I forget her name every year. Her name is Valerie and I love her. She's fun and I remember her and her personality, but I never remember her name Valerie. But except right now I will, because she gave me so much shit, like not real shit, just joking. But but like I will remember it now. And I hope that she sees this because I hope she's happy that I remember her name. But anyway, so yes, check out Brett's stuff. I posted his link. It'll be linked in our description on this video, and it's in the Twitter post that we did. Do you have anything coming up? Are you going anywhere soon?
No, we're not doing WalkCon, unfortunately,
Damn.
this year because we have 2 kids and no parents in town to help out with that. So
that stinks.
Yeah.
Well,
we got to do Jordan Con, and that's it. That's
good. All right. So, well, I will print out some pictures with your faces on them and put them on sticks.
And then hold it around.
I will. I'll be like, oh wait, Brett and Danny would be in this picture.
If you do that, I will be okay with that.
Okay. Make sure Danny's okay with it, and send me
our images.
send me pictures, and I'll carry you guys around.
Done.
I'll print them out.
Done.
I have a decent printer.
There you go. Just black and white. It's fine. It's good.
Okay. Ebony, are you going to WalkCon as well?
So
maybe.
It's
maybe.
a maybe.
It's a maybe.
It's a maybe because work and training camp, even though I don't even like football.
Yeah, well,
but
you like money, right?
I mean, I would like more.
Well, I like getting my paycheck at the end of the week. It would be nice if it was a little heavier, but
right. But yeah, I gotta see. I really want to, because like I said, my older kids live in Columbus, so like,
and that's almost where the con is. So yeah, I'll be at WalkCon. They already told me that I'm going to be on a bunch of panels. They didn't tell me which panels I'll be on yet, but I'll be on a bunch of panels. Okay. And vicariously, I guess if I have your faces, you will also be on the panels with me.
There you go.
I'm gonna be like, listen, Danny and Brett are gonna be on with me too, and then we're like,
I can write down some pre-recorded stuff, and you can just play it.
I will absolutely do that if you do.
But no spoilers, Tom, because Danny hasn't finished it, so she can't be on those panels.
I won't spoil the stick face Danny.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I'll do a pre-recorded. It's like, I completely agree with Tom. You just like play that whenever you need to.
Perfect. It's perfect. I will also, for those who watched on Sunday, Beth and I started streaming Star Wars The Old Republic, which is the MMO that came out like 10 or 12 years ago, but it has a really good first storyline, and Beth loves Star Wars. Her and I bonded over Star Wars not trivia, just like going back and forth, talking like theories and stuff. And I asked her if she ever played this game, and she said no. Like she got it when it first came out, played it for a few hours and stopped. And I was like, you got to play at least just for the single player story. And we started doing it. So it's those streams are going to be on Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern. I announced something special during yesterday's stream that a few people saw. So I'm going to tell everyone that's here now. So we did the Trolloc best Narg or Trolloc impression, and we gave away issues 1 and 2 of the new Macmillan book reprint of the graphic novels for Eye of the World. And just to remind everybody of some of the finalists.
No.
that was Rob from Malkier Talks. I told him I was clipping some of their stuff because it was too good. So that's my new no. I'm going to be playing that often. And then
Narb lost nipple.
That was Tavarin Tavern. They were 2 of the finalists, and Kitty couldn't decide who, so she asked me to do it, and I was like, I don't want to do it. That's a conflict of interest. We'll let the wheel decide. So the wheel wove as the wheel chose, and we did a random choosing, and it was Rob who won. So during next stream, if between when I created the Dragon Mountain Twitch account, which wasn't that long ago, and it has like less than 10 followers, or might have 10 followers now. If you follow and like Beth and the Dragon Mount Twitch, we will enter you to win issues 3 and 4 of the Wheel of the Eye of the World graphic novel. So if that sounds like something that you would like to win, go and like and follow Beth and Dragon Mount Com is the Dragon Mount thing. I will put those in the
Yeah, I was gonna say,
in the-
what's Beth's name on Twitch? Is it
Beth-
just Beth Domain?
Beth Doman. Yeah, Beth Doman.
Domain, yeah.
Yeah. She do be liking the alieners.
Yes. Yes. Yes, she do.
So just if you, it doesn't cost. We're not saying to go and subscribe. That costs money. I mean, if you want to, by all means. And for those who don't know, if you have Amazon Prime, you can gift a free sub every month to a streamer. I'm not saying to do that to me or to Beth, well, to Dragamon or to Beth. But if you do follow anyone, or if you have anyone a friend who streams, you can do that for free for them, and they still get the credit for that. So it's a nice
thing. Yeah, do that. I'll say, if you won't say it, I'll say it. Do that. Do that.
But for to win the graphic novels, all you have to do is follow Beth and Dragon Mount's Twitch accounts, and I will announce the winner on this coming Sunday's stream. And then we will have left issues 5 and 6 and a full set to still give out. And we are still working on when and how. I think I might do some. I think maybe watch for the Dragon Mount socials. I have a couple of ideas, and I'm thinking we might do something that will come to fruition at WatCon, and we'll announce the winner at WatCon maybe for the full set. Cool. Yeah. I like that. All right. Anyway, I'm done being cryptic now, and I've kept everybody for like an hour and a half. We love all of you
very much.
Thank you for letting me. I can't speak for Brett and Ebony, but I know I love interacting with the community. It's so much fun. We had a community, my wife and I, that we used to be with every day at a local game store before COVID, and since COVID, we lost that community that we had. And diving back into the Wheel of Time community again, now that the show is coming out, and doing this stuff has really kept my extrovertness like engaged, where I'm not just like constantly annoying the shit out of my wife. Like, look at this, look at that, look at that. Did you see this? You want to do that?
It lets me be extroverted, but from my house where I like to be.
Yeah, it's true. It's so true.
It's so true. A very
Oh, that's so great. All right, I love you, Ebony, always. Empress, may you live forever. And Brett, thank you for coming and hanging out. And if you do want to come back for another episode, I know you got the kids, and you're doing your own podcast.
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
Whenever, you're always welcome.
Cool. Absolutely. All right. Sounds good. I think I'll be back.
Yeah, let me know if you want to come back for another episode, and I'm sure you'll know who my guest is for that episode, and they'll be I'm sure they'd be fine with you coming as well. So
okay,
I mean,
sounds good.
He will just be our third co-host.
That's true. Special co-host for the week.
Special co-host.
There we go.
For this,
he's a Dragon Mount temp employee.
That's right.
I can be an intern.
There you go. There you go. Unpaid intern.
After this, guys, no more zombie-like things, please. The next show.
Oh, okay.
We'll find like a fun.
It doesn't even have to be fun. Just
PG-13. No zombies.
Yeah, just no undead, kind of undead. Wants to eat brains. I don't.
Yeah. If anyone has any ideas of things that they would like us to watch, just
always let us know.
Yeah, post in the comments on Twitter or Instagram, Facebook. Talk here, send us messages on the Dragon Mount boards. Check out our merch. We're going to be amping up our merch game soon. Right now, I think it's just like clothing options, which. For the most part, I can't wear any of them because they're like sweat clothing options, and I live in hot.
You live in Florida, you live in humid.
Yeah, so. I got a t-shirt, and I think I got the mug, but the sweat clothes I'm not gonna get. But Kitty is taking over our merch shop, and she is a fashion master.
Fashion icon is what she is.
I was in a meeting once where Jason was pitching an idea for a shirt, and Kitty was like, "I won't wear that."
And that was the end of that, wasn't it?
Tough crowd.
Yeah, it's tough. Ebony, I mean Kitty, Ebony too, but Kitty is brutally honest, and I love her. So anyway,
I don't want to lie to any of y'all. I don't want you out here in these streets making me look bad.
These streets making me look bad. That's good. All right. We will see you guys next week. Same bat place, same bat time.
All right. Bye.